who passed through here, they just didn't get the job done consistently, and you would think that the addition of Jennings and Duke both are going to make that bullpen look a whole lot better and make it so that the right-handers now will have better matchups than having to come in and face the real tough left-hand hitters.
Well, when we got Zach Duke, I texted AJ and said, tell me about Duke. He said, well, he started dropping down, and right now he is double tough. So we're talking about what kind of promotions? The same ones?
You've got a lot of the same ones. Obviously, this year, you're looking at the 10-year anniversary of that great 2005 team in that season. So our bobbleheads this year, we're going to have 3 of them that will be in, but I guess we can say now, historical poses from Jermaine Dye, Bobby Jenks, and Scott Podsednik. And those guys are going to be back in town the weekends that we give those away. But we do have the big reunion coming up in July, the Kansas City series right after All-Star break. And I think that's going to be a fun way to really celebrate that team and to get those guys back into town.
Now we retire the side. We're going to stay here with Brooks Boyer, our executive senior vice president of sales and marketing. Well, we lost a tremendous person, a tremendous asset to baseball, and a tremendous asset to the Chicago White Sox. And we're going to have some ceremony for Minnie this year.
To lose someone like Minnie Minoso, who meant so much to our organization, but he meant even more to all of us that worked in the office. Minnie was a constant presence, constantly positive. He used to give the, hey baby to everybody, and he just was such a great human being. Will be sorely missed from a baseball perspective, and all the things that he accomplished. And I don't have a Hall of Fame vote, but if I did, I try to get 2 and put Minnie in there. But he was just such a special guy, and one of the great emails I received after we lost Minnie was from one of our scout seat holders that they said, I'm going to miss Minnie, because Minnie used to eat in our Magellan scout seats in our lounge in there almost every night. And he sat in the same spot, and fans would come up and he'd share a story with them and share a laugh and tell them how much he loved baseball and how much he loved the fans of the White Sox. And the guy finished his email with, I'll miss talking to Minnie, but I'll miss him even more wondering how that guy ate 81 meals in the Magellan Scout seats and didn't gain a pound. But he was just one of the greats.
Well, a Hall of Famer, Orlando Cepeda, in talking this spring, said that a lot of people don't realize that Minnie Minoso, for us Latin players, was the Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, absolutely.
And he said, we all looked up to Minnie. We saw what he did. We wanted to be Minnie. We wanted to play just like that, as exciting as he played. And this was from, a guy who looked at it and then became a Hall of Famer himself. And so I agree with you. You look at the numbers, at first they're not startling, and then you look at his overall contribution to the game and you realize, number one, led the league in stolen bases 3 times, led the league in triples 3 times, led the league in a thing that I think that nobody wants to lead the league in. He led the league 10 times in being hit by pitches. But the excitement he brought to the game and what he contributed to the game after he retired was outstanding, and the example he had for the young Latin players was even greater.
And you guys see it even more so than I do, but when you see someone like Jose Abreu, who aspires to be not a good player in this league, but a great player in this league, when you see the reverence toward Minnie, and when you see not just the Cuban players or the Latin players, but all of our players understanding his place in history in this game, and his contributions on the field were remarkable. You just rattled off some amazing stats, but his contributions to the game post him playing and being that guy is something that we're lucky to have be a part of White Sox history.
Well, Minnie, when I was a young player, he was one of my big thrills to meet as a young player coming up. Minnie Minoso was just, I remember going up to the batting cage got out and he came and went around the bases, came back, and I went up and introduced myself to him, and his eyes lit up. I mean, just every time I saw him sign an autograph, his eyes just lit up.
Smile.
Yeah.
It's this, telling everybody, whether it's, bless you, my friend. At the end of every conversation, there was just this positivity that just followed him around, and nothing changed. I mean, you knew him for, let's say, over 10 years. But nothing ever changed, and he was always that way. If you saw a down day from Minnie Minoso, it's rare.
I never did.
Right.
All years I do it. You got the sponsors in, huh?
We do. We have a great group of people that we were lucky to have join us, sitting up in the deck in the shade. They're appreciating the fact that they're in the shade. But we've got a great group of people that have had an unbelievable impact on our business. And you guys know our business. The money that we bring in through ticket sales or through sponsorship sales or the revenue that is generated through merchandise, any place that we bring money is netted of our operations and it's put out on the field. And that's always been Jerry's business philosophy when it comes to the White Sox. And so the partners that we have here today are making an impact at what's on the field, and to be able to do what we did in this offseason is in great part to our season ticket holders, our fans, and certainly our corporate partners. So it's great to be able to have them out here, catch a ball game, and for us to show them the appreciation they truly deserve.
Well, it goes out on the field, a lot of that money, but a lot of it also goes to the community and charities that the Sox have been so upfront in ever since they've owned the ball club.
Yeah, it's something that between Chicago White Sox charities, our community relations department, and our entire marketing department, it's great to be part of the social fabric in Chicago, and that means contributing and being a good corporate citizen. And one of the things that I'm most proud of is our Little League program. Outside of our RBI and ACE program, which has been amazing, is we have 9 Little Leagues throughout the Chicagoland area where every single one of those kids is going to be playing as a White Sox. They'll differentiate their uniforms sometimes by color at the younger ages, and then as they get older by our different uniforms throughout history. And those 9 leagues can take the funds that they would normally use on uniforms and caps and put them towards whether it's equipment or scholarships for kids that can't play baseball or wouldn't have the means to be able to play baseball. So we're growing the game. We're growing the game in Chicago, and we're growing the game by having these kids play baseball in a White Sox jersey and a White Sox cap.
Ray will be selling out for an infield single, so the first 2 men aboard. And Brooks, we want to thank you for coming up. Thanks for the time, buddy.
It's always a pleasure. Good to hear you guys back on the air.
Julie and the family coming
nice.
out.
Yeah, Julie's here. She's in the sun.
All those beautiful kids.
This is the best part. Is my wife has a younger sister that lives in the city with no kids, and her husband have all 6 this weekend. So they, what's the best way to say? Is they buckle up, strap them down. Good luck. We'll get back on Sunday. Their eyes will be this big, and they'll be like, maybe we shouldn't have kids. I don't know if we're cut out for this.
All right, Brooks Boyer.
All right, thanks to all those White Sox fans out there. See you at the ballpark April 10th.
All right, buddy. Oh, boy, that's a job. 6 of them. Here is Adam LaRoche. RBI double. He's 1 for 2. Also has scored a run. My 2 wish lists for Christmas this year were Jeff Samardzija, as we talked about at the end of the season last year.
Right? That's right.
And Victor Martinez. And of course, Tigers knew they had to re-sign, and you and I both knew they had to re-sign him, because if it didn't sign him, J.D. Martinez had a real good year for him last year, but he's not going to protect Miguel Cabrera.
No.
And Miguel Cabrera at that time becomes, in essence, in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, useless.
And they knew they were going to lose Scherzer anyway, so that's something that you want to keep the stars of the team together. And in Detroit, they have enough money, and has been talked about many times. Ownership, not getting any younger, is trying to win 1 World Series. And I don't think you could even consider being a World Series contender without Victor Martinez on that team.
No, so we didn't get him. But the reason I brought it up because Adam LaRoche was at the plate, and we needed somebody to back up our guy, and we got him. Adam LaRoche is a good 7th, 8th, and 9th inning hitter, and that's what you got to have to back up your stud.
And another effect of Adam LaRoche is that he's such a good defender that you can give Abreu a day off and not worry about the defense at all. And in fact, last year when Jose had some ankle problems, could be that not playing defense might keep him a little healthier.
And we understand we have a couple of new White Sox commercials that are debuting today. As this is, if you're just tuning in, commercial-free telecast. And we've been able to talk to Rick Hahn and Robin Ventura a little longer than normal, and Brooks Boyer.
Do you know who I am? Do I look familiar?
Strike 3 got him. He goes. Yeah. And this ball game is over.
I'm David Robertson. I'm your new closer, and I'll see y'all in April.